Okay, so in the last lecture we have discussed symmetric conditions and some examples problems related to symmetric conditions to the Fourier coefficients. Now we would like to continue this discussion with an example where we can make use of the symmetric conditions and use them to calculate the various Fourier coefficients quite efficiently. Okay, so now consider a waveform like this, then like this. Now this is 0, t naught by 2. In between t naught by 2 to t naught, there is no value, this is 0 volt. And this is typically half-wave rectified signal. So let's say this is x of t like that. So this is a half-wave rectified sine wave of let's say amplitude A and a fundamental period t naught. Therefore the fundamental frequency is equal to 1 over t naught. Now you look at this waveform. This waveform does not have either an even symmetry nor an odd symmetry. You cannot write f of t not equal to f of minus t, or you cannot write f of t is equal to minus of f of t. So the signal is neither even nor odd. So then what to do in this case? So as I already said in the previous lecture, that any given function can be split up as its even part and odd part respectively. Therefore your even part like x of t is equal to let's say x of t plus x of minus t plus x of t minus x of t. I can write like this, right? Whole divided by 2. If you look at this x of t and that x of t will get cancelled, and again 2 times x of t by 2, this and that will get cancelled. Therefore x of t is equal to x of t, right? So therefore from this you can write, rearrange these terms. Let's say take these two guys together, then x of t plus x of minus t divided by 2 plus x of t minus x of minus t divided by 2, right? This is called a even part of x of t, and this one is called odd part of x of t. Okay, so when you change t to minus t, the value of this part remains unchanged for even function, and when you change minus t for t, the value of this part gets reversed. Therefore any f of t can be split up into its even part and odd part. For example, if you substitute x of minus t, then what will happen? In this expression, this becomes x of minus t plus x of t. You replace t by t by minus t, right? Therefore minus t, then x of t becomes x of minus t plus x of minus t becomes x of t divided by 2 plus here x of t becomes minus x of t minus x of t by 2. Now x of t plus x of x of minus t by 2, and this guy I can write minus of this one, minus of x of t minus x of minus t whole divided by 2, right? This whole thing let me call x odd of t, and this whole thing let me call x even of t. So when you replace x of t, hold on 1 second. Okay, let me call this whole thing x odd of t and this whole thing x e of t. Now x of minus t is equal to, again this whole thing is x e of t, and this also again x odd of t, but the only difference is there is a minus symbol here. Okay, therefore x of minus t is equal to x e of t minus x odd of t. Okay, so x of t is equal to x e of t plus x odd of t, but if you substitute minus here, then there is a minus symbol here. There is a minus, and here also there is a minus. Therefore any x of t can be split up into its even part and odd part respectively, and when you do that, sometimes you will find some additional symmetries which are not present in the original waveform. This is the original waveform. Okay, original waveform. So when you break up or split up into its even part and odd part, then there is a chance to get some additional symmetries. Now let us see, will we get any additional symmetry in this process. Let's say this is a given waveform. Let me draw like this. Okay, and this side, then like this, 0, t naught by 2, t naught, then 3 t naught by 2. What is this? This is x of t. Now you find out x of minus t. How will you find x of minus t? Just to flip the signal. Okay, you put then this guy comes over here like this, and this one comes this side like this. Okay, the signal becomes like this. This is my x of minus t. So now if you add x of t plus x of minus t, then what will happen? You will get like this. And this side also it will be like this. This is x even part of t. X even part of t is equal to, let's say, x of t plus x of minus t, and divided by 2. Therefore this amplitude is a, and let's assume this amplitude is a by 2. So the peak amplitude is a by 2, but it is not in the scale, but anyway let us assume that it is a by 2, and this peak amplitude is a, and this peak amplitude also a. Okay, that is my even part. What about x of t minus x of t? Let me draw first x of t. So this is my x of t, like this, then like this, like this. This is x of t minus x of t, minus of this. Therefore x of minus t is here. This comes in the negative half cycle. Therefore in this duration it becomes negative. Therefore, it becomes a negative half cycle like this. So this guy becomes negative of that, and here also it becomes like this. So what is this? This also again a by 2, but it becomes a sine wave now. Sine of omega naught t, and the magnitude is a by 2. So this is x of t, this one is x of t. Then we constructed x of minus t, time reversal, and this one is this guy. The sequence of the values which this function takes for positive t, it will assume in the reverse direction. So this is my x of minus t. To get the even part, what do we need to do? We have to add them up like x of t and x of minus t, these two waves, and then divide by 2. So that's what we have done here, divide by 2. Okay, therefore you have this waveform. This is the even part. Even part. Okay, now here the peak amplitude is a by 2. On the other hand, if you subtract x of minus t from x of t, you will get this one. And again here also you have to divide by 2. Okay, then you get odd part, x of t minus x of minus t divided by 2. The odd part of x of t is shown here. This is the odd part. And what is the magnitude? Again it is a by 2, and this one is minus a by 2. That's it. Okay, now if you look at this constituent parts, x e of t, and this is x odd of t of your original f of t, you immediately observe that there are symmetries here. Okay, for example, in x naught of t is certainly a pure sine wave. Pure sine wave, because it has only one frequency component and no need to take any Fourier series. Okay, therefore there is no Fourier series expansion necessary for that, because it is already in Fourier series. Say after all, Fourier series is developed for a composite signal. Whenever you have a square signal, triangular signal, or some complex signal, then you take the Fourier series. After all, it is in the sine form, so no need to take the Fourier series. That itself constitutes the entire Fourier series. Therefore, the Fourier series of x odd of t is equal to its magnitude a naught by 2, then sine of omega naught t. In case even if you are not convinced, then you try to find out bn, then a naught and an by looking at the waveform itself. By looking at the waveform itself, positive area is equal to negative area. This area is equal to this area. Therefore, a naught is equal to 0. And it is an odd function. Therefore, even order terms will be 0. An is equal to 0. Bn is not equal to 0. You substitute bn is equal to integral of 2 by t naught 0 to t naught x of t sine of n omega naught t dt. Then it is 2 by t naught integral of 0 to t naught. What is x of t? X of t is it's a sine omega naught t, right? A by 2 sine omega naught t, then sine n omega naught t dt. Now this is sine A, sine B. Sine A, sine B, again you can write cos of A plus B minus cos of A minus B. And you do the integration. Finally, you will end up with again a by 2, the same value you will get it. Bn is equal to you will not get bn, you will get b1. Okay, for only n is equal to 1, then you will get only one component, 2 by t naught. You can prove this actually, you can work on it. And then you can substitute in the Fourier series like b1 is equal to bn is equal to the terms you will get it bn sine of n omega naught t. But we have only one value, only b1 is non-zero, that is equal to a by 2, sorry, b1 is equal to a by 2, and then b2 is equal to b3 is equal to, and so on so forth, is equal to 0. Therefore, your Fourier series x odd of t, this is not x, and why I am writing some blunder here, this is x of t. Therefore, x of t is equal to b1 times sine omega naught t, that is a by 2 sine omega naught t. So I am not completing this derivation, you can do it. It is a fairly mechanical procedure. So as far as odd part of x of t is concerned, you have only one component, that is a by 2 sine of omega naught t. That's it, finish. Now let us look at the even part. Okay, for that we need to find out. For even part, we have the sequence like this. Okay, this is 0, t naught by 2, no, that is t naught, and so on and so forth. And this is x even part of t. Now as far as the even part is concerned, you observe this waveform. It has got a kind of half-wave symmetry. What type of half-wave symmetry? The function repeats itself for every half cycle, and that repeat also positive, that is x of t plus t naught by 2 is equal to x of t naught. Therefore all odd harmonics absent. Okay, just to recall from the previous lecture. Okay, recall that we mentioned in the last couple of lectures that whenever you are having a waveform like this, we would like to still continue this as the basic period. This is the basic period, because this period comes from with respect to the original waveform. If you consider this waveform alone, then the period is t naught by 2. But if you consider with respect to the original waveform, the period is t naught. So we should not take t naught by 2 as the period, we should take t naught as the period. Okay, don't confuse, don't say that the period is t naught by 2. No, this waveform is derived from the original waveform, half-wave rectifier's output. Okay, because we are going to relate this waveform or relate this basic period to the parent waveform. The parent waveform is given here. We started with this one. This is my parent waveform or original waveform. Okay, therefore this period t naught is with respect to the parent waveform. Therefore the period is t naught, not t naught by 2. Don't say it is t naught by 2. After all, we want to talk about fundamental frequency in related to the parent waveform, not this derived waveform. Therefore, we continue to have the same fundamental frequency when we describe this waveform as well also, this derived waveform also. Therefore, this will have only even harmonics. Odd harmonics are absent. Okay, so all odd harmonics absent and even harmonics present. Even harmonics will be present. Therefore, xe of t has only even harmonics present. So if you make the Fourier series expansion of this xe of t and add this to f naught of t, then you get the Fourier series for the entire function. So let's do this. Okay, so now xe of t, if you look at the xe of t, then obviously it has a dc term. Okay, if you calculate the dc term, then in this the a naught is going to be a by pi. Okay, so you can verify that xe of t. Okay, and then it's very simple. Okay, you can work on it. Probably might have done this in the previous course also. Then let us find out an. An is equal to sigma. The an is equal to 2 by t naught integral of x even part of t sine of n, not sine, cos. cos n omega naught t dt. Okay, and okay, again here also this n takes even numbers, you don't consider odd numbers, even numbers. Cos n omega naught t. So you need to consider n even only, don't put all values, only even values, because odd values of n would be absent. So it can be shown that the contribution coming from this integral 0 to t naught by 2 will be the same as from t naught by 2 to t naught, provided n is even. So exactly the same argument which we used discussing the half wave symmetry have odd harmonics present. Okay, if you work out this calculation, then let me write down the final answer, minus 2a over pi times n square minus 1. Okay, so here n is only even values, don't take odd values. This is an, a naught is given, a naught is here, then x odd part also we got it now, this is here. Therefore we said x of t is equal to x even part of t plus x odd part of t. X even part has a naught component, a naught plus sigma n is equal to even number an cos n omega naught t, and there is no bn terms in this. Okay, plus bn terms is 0, n is equal to 0 to infinity bn sin n omega naught t, but this bn is 0, so we can disregard that, or no need to consider. Plus x odd of t has one component, that is, what is that? That is a naught to a by 2, where is it? Yeah, it's here, a by 2 sin of omega naught t, a by 2 sin of omega naught t. Now substitute the values of a naught. What is a naught? A naught is a by pi plus sigma n is equal to even number. Okay, maybe I'll bring this guy here first and then write down the summation. Okay, so a by 2 sin of omega naught t plus summation over e1, n is equal to e1, minus 2a over pi times n squared minus 1 cos of n omega naught t. And what is this? This is the DC term, and this one is the fundamental term which comes from the odd part. Fundamental term comes from odd part of x of t, and this guy is harmonic terms. Harmonics come from even part of x of t. Okay, so you observe that even though the original function x of t is neither even nor odd, the moment you break this up into odd part and even part, then our life becomes very simple. Okay, so by splitting this up into even and odd parts, you are able to find some symmetry, at least in one of these parts, of course. Okay, just break down into a single term. So the odd part has odd signal and the even signal has an even symmetry, so you can use the Fourier series very easily and your calculation will be very simple. So it would be worthwhile for us, like if we split x of t equal to x e of t plus x odd of t, always worthwhile if you do this kind of splitting up process. So okay, so this is a typical example, okay, that we can think of. Okay, so let me stop at this point. The next lecture I will come up with one more example problem.